What skill sets do they need in order to help their organizations remain profitable, relevant, and connected to their customers and their community?
The critical skill is to you really have to know your customers. First and foremost, no one can be in business very long who hasn't already decided who their customer set is and who to focus on and how to focus on them. And they should be focusing on them some way that they not only meet their minimum needs, but there's uplifting aspect of what they're providing, so people can say, you know not only what I said I need, but you also know my mind and what I'm really looking for, whether or not I was able to ask it clearly. But along that in there, you still have to say, well, what about my employees? They count, because employees have a certain expectation of the nature of their work environment, what they're expected to do, and they may or may not be aligned with the specific clientele to whom you're trying to sell your product. So it's very important that you manage the expectations and have the leadership philosophy and the discipline to say to people who work in an organization, this is how we want to look to others. And when we sell our products should exude that aspect of who we are. And then the people on the front end have to bring it to people in a competent, compassionate, caring way. If you don't build that strategy to implementation, to technique, to performance relationship, something will go wrong and you'll be paying too much money for too little results. Your profit margins will not be adequate and you won't stay in business. And we have always organizations that have built their businesses over time, finding that the challenges for newly designed businesses are overtaking them. And they're putting other people out of business, hence we have problems with Macy's or Sears and Roebuck or JCPenney, finding there's other things going on that using the technology and using the realities of change, how things are going, we're doing business differently. And people online could be more responsive than people face to face. And so the world is constantly changing. But once again, the vast majority of the people who are sensing it don't necessarily want change. I always knew that I loved change as long as it was my change. As a change leader, when I was getting paid to go in because management wanted a certain thing, my dollars and cents said, this is what they want as the outcome. Some of these people here do not want that outcome, and they don't care who paid me or why I'm even here. So I always had to figure out, how do I get the people who don't care to care, because their bosses want them to care or they have to leave. So it's always a trade-off. What does the inside want? What do the top leaders want? What do I need? And what can I compromise on? And I always saw businesses and people who were leaders in businesses trying to negotiate what was possible, what was impossible, and to be totally clear so they could be authentic on what was possible, what wasn't possible, so everybody else knew what they could trust, what they couldn't trust.